Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to All the Mods Gravitas, episode 2, picking up right where we left off in episode 1 there. Back at my amazing home base here, where I had just completed making the large vessel. That's what it is. So we just right click to pick that guy up, and we're going to put it down on the ground here because we can't use it while it's in our inventory. But this is where we're going to start storing some of our stuff and things. We can't obviously put logs in there because I showed you how to store logs in the last one. We just keep them in the log piles like that. You can keep up to 16 in each log pile. But the other things I don't need are around the world with me. Actually, let's get these saplings planted right away so that they start growing. Don't need the fire starter, and we'll just keep a couple of extra loose rocks on us for now because we'll be, if we need to make more shovels or other items while we're out and about, then that'll be handy. So yeah, just going to throw down some of these trees in the world. As I mentioned in the last episode, this biome that I'm starting in here, the rolling hills biome, is probably the best starting biome because there is lots of food all over the place. So we don't want, as I mentioned in the first one, we don't want to be touching our food close by our home here. So we're going to leave all of that alone, and we'll be grabbing food from further out afield because of the catch-22, right? We can't grow more food until we get the seeds from breaking the wild crops. So we're definitely going to be looking for some wild crops out and about. We're not going to worry about killing any animals here in the early game for meat. There is the nutrition system here, and as our nutrition goes up, our health pool will go up, and as our nutrition goes down, the health pool will go down. But that's not something that I'm going to worry about straight off immediately here, because we're not doing a lot of fighting, obviously, because we don't have much mob spawns, and that just doesn't affect the gameplay overall. So we're gonna walk. I'm going to go. Actually, let's just go straight east here. Go past this Badlands biome, and that's probably where we'll start looking at picking up some of the crops so that we can get some farms started. And as well, we'll be looking for the mineral deposits and clay. So that's our first priorities for moving forward here. And the other thing that I'm going to do while I'm walking on these paths is I'm going to be making a little bit of a trail. And this will come in handy obviously later on in the game when we have to go walking further out. So luckily the crops won't break immediately, but all of this grass and garbage flowers stuff will. So that's just one little trick that I've got for you for now. So we'll bring you guys back there when, oh shoot, we're gonna need this a little bit later. Nice. And it's close by too, so that makes me happy. One good thing about this Badlands biome is you don't have all of the foliage, and you can see mineral traces a little bit easier. Bad thing is, obviously, there's not a lot of mineral traces around the world, so we'll bring you back when we find some of that stuff. Alright, we're out here. We're about 500 meters from home, so this seems like a good place to kind of start searching around. I am going to make a couple of hoes, and you can make 2 hoes at a time the same way you make 2 knives at a time. Those are the only 2 tools that you can make 2 at a time. And just making the hoes so that when we find crops we can break them a little bit quicker than just with our hand or with our knife. So we'll be looking around here, and then Garlic is great because it lasts a long time. See, even unstored, it lasts 6 months. But if we put it into a large vessel and seal it, then it'll last well over a year. So garlic is a really good one to find early here, so we can get that sort of going as well. So notice we've picked up some more rye here. So if I break this rye down back to the grain, it doesn't stack with this other stuff because the expiration is different. So when we're out gathering food, we kind of want to do as much of it at the same time as possible because that'll help with the stacking of it. And this is just in the early game. As we get into the mid game and such, that'll be a little bit different, but just a tip for you there is yeah, grabbing this stuff. And see, even this one didn't stack with this one that I just found. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that is what it is. That's Terra Firmacraft in a nutshell. I've already got garlic, so I'm not going to worry about grabbing more for right now. Do need to eat, so let's get those two munched on. There we go. That'll work for now. And I'll just wander around here. Oh, that was the quail making the noise. Oh, and there's a goat. See, because I've got the grain in my hand, it's attracted to me, so it wasn't the quail, it was a goat. We're just going to be looking on the ground for mineral deposits. We're looking for copper, tin, hopefully. Hopefully we can get tin, but that's not very likely. It's not very prevalent in the worlds. But gold, silver, and bismuth and zinc are the other kinds of metals that we're really interested in this initial little exploration of the world. So I'm gonna grab a drink and cross the river, I think. Oh, I forgot to put my crafting table down. Not a huge deal. One thing to note about rivers, I've taken my hands off the keyboard. They do have a current. The current of the rivers will eventually take you to the ocean. So if you're looking to get to an ocean, you can just get into a river and it'll take you there eventually. Just note that the oceans in the game are really massive. I'll be doing a whole episode on the oceans, but well, not that there's a lot to the oceans, but just I did quite a big exploration in one of my test worlds there of an ocean. It was pretty interesting. So here's hematite. I've already found quite a bit of this already, so I'm not super excited. So I've got lots closer to home already. And iron is a little bit more of a mid and late game resource, although we will need a lot of it at some point anyways, so just to note that. Let's do a bunch of looking around on this side of the river and we'll bring you back when I find some samples. I found a melon. I broke the melon. I looked at the melon. It says hold shift for nutrition info. Nutrition, none. Interesting. Tried to eat the melon, won't even let me eat it. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it. I don't need it clogging up my inventory because I'll be hopefully getting a lot of inventory clog here soon. And little did I realize I'm right on the coast of an ocean here already. Speaking of oceans, hadn't seen an ocean in a whole bunch of my starts that I had done, and now here I got a couple in a row actually. Large beach line here is this pure indicator, and although I don't know why this river was running this way if the ocean is here. Oh well, it's not something I'm going to worry about, but still haven't found any ore samples, so that's not good, but we'll keep looking. Keeping in this, 400 to 500 meter radius from my base. Okay, this is something that we can find in the world, and that is waystones. So, found one here. It's pretty much along the coast. I'd seen these a lot in what I did in my big exploration of the ocean, like close to the shoreline, but I don't know how common these guys are, but I guess it is one thing that you can be on the lookout for while we're out and about, and then once we get some pickaxes, maybe we can move them? Question mark, not sure on that, but it'll be something to figure out a little bit later on. Found another villager hut here. This is another variation that they can have, high up, stacked up off the ground. The door, this one's a farmer, so he'll have farming related things, but we need gems to be able to do any trading with them for the most part. The one good thing about finding the ones that are shaped like this is they'll have a vessel in them. Even though it says we need a pickaxe to break them, we can break them and steal their large vessels so that we don't have to make and fire and all that stuff, because, you know, firing off a vessel costs you 8 logs at a time, so that's no good. Another thing to notice here is I'm now finding loose slate on the ground rather than loose basalt. There are obviously the different sort of rocks that we see. We see now slate on the sides instead of basalt, and this is located in our blaze map using B as the initial shortcut to get there. You can see that we've got quartzite is our base biome that we've got in our area here, but also now we're into the slate style of biome up here, which will be important later on when we're looking for different minerals or different not minerals, I guess minerals, but metals. That's the word I'm looking for. Here we go. We finally found some silver. Literally right beside that hut that I was beside over there, so I'll definitely start collecting up some of this, but before I do, I clear out the area all around where I'm finding these samples, so that when I come back to dig for it later, I know where the samples were on the ground when I initially found them. Not finding any right away, so that's a little bit concerning, but maybe up on top of this hill. This is why I've got my stacking blocks. So we can traverse these kinds of little areas when we need to. There's none up here. That's strange. I've never found one, just kind of one surface sample like that before, but I guess if we need to come back for it, we will, but just, yeah, one on its own isn't super useful, but I guess I'll grab it anyways. So find a metal nugget on the ground. No other silver kicking around here anywhere. Maybe up there. We'll go the long way around over here. I did find a lot of clay, so I just stacked these up into the block form just so I could hold a lot more at a time. Geez, they're not making this very easy to get on top of, are they? Alright. That's fine. Ah, here we found another sample chromite. I have no idea what chromite is used for, so I'll just mark it for now in case we need it later, but I've found quite a bit of it in the world before, so it must have some kind of use, question mark. And I forgot to mark my silver, of course. Now let's get back up on top of here. Do it from this side, I guess. See, there's more silver up here, so. We'll clear all this out. Oh, there's some more garlic. Which I don't need more of for right now, anyways. Of course, block updating will cause these things to fall, so just be aware of that. Pick that guy up. If I could get 4 silver, that would be great. Doesn't look like we're going to be that lucky. Unfortunate. Pumpkins are the same as melons. They have no nutritional value and you can't eat them. Maybe they can be used for something else later. Not 100% on it, but we're going to avoid grabbing those for now. Yeah, that's what an area looks like once I've found those deposits on the ground. Clear it off so that I know where to go digging when I come back for them later. Well, this is a little unfortunate. I finally found some copper, so tetrahedrite here, but only 3 samples on the top. I need 30-ish to make my first go at some metal tools, so hopefully the other samples that I find in the world are going to be a little bit better than this one. So it is what it is, though. Can't complain too much. I finally found some. Anyways, it's been a whole entire day already. I've only found, what, those 1 silver and 1 copper deposit so far, and 1, I guess, iron one, but that doesn't really count for right now. And the chromite doesn't count either. Orange, there's no orange, so let's make it green, I guess. Don't need the slate, so we'll just drop that. And yeah, don't drink ocean water. It's salty and it is not good for you. If that wasn't obvious off the top, I thought I'd throw it in here. All right, here's some more tetrahedrite. Does this connect to these other samples? I think it's close enough that it does. So we'll clear these out. Just do a little bit of scanning, a little bit more scanning around here, see if we can't find some more. Yep, there's some more here, so all this stuff up here. Hope that we spot some more. Yes, we do, right there. Yeah, because like I said, you're going to need quite a bit of this tetrahedrite, so hopefully your searches go a little bit better than mine. Here's another kind of villager home. He's buried down under the ground. Lumberjacks got wood-related things here. obviously still we need all these gems to get anywhere with him, so we'll just leave him alone. But this guy has by far the most mud bricks of all of the types, and unfortunately this guy's located right close to a big pack of wolves, so if we ever need to get that guy in the future, we'll have to remember to make sure we come back during the daytime, because do not want to go close to him at night. Oh, nice. That's some tetrahedrite here. So I ended up with 8 out of that first one after all of that searching, but still not a great sample by any means, but this one looks like it'll be a little bit better, so I'll clear out this one, collect up all these little bits, and keep heading back towards home, because we got a little bit far out as I tried to avoid looking around in that Badlands area. Just traversing it was a pain in the butt. So it took me quite a while to find some of this stuff for you, but we can actually pan for resources. And in the book here, it is under... Is it here? No, not here. Where did I see it? It is in the book, though, about panning for ores. Oh. Here we are. It's in the river section, ore deposits, panning. It'll tell you how to make a pan. You'll need to fire it, and it tells you how to do all of that there. So you do have to find these, though, in the water. So basalt, native copper deposit, and just follow the instructions there. I don't need copper right now because I've got lots of copper. The ones I'm looking out for is either bismuth or gold, so I can skip the whole copper phase and go straight into bronze for my first tools, which is what I want to do, but it's not seeming to work out for me right now. But I am going to keep looking, keep hunting around. What's this? It's just lighting. And yeah, see if I can't find one of those 2 elusive metals so that I can skip the whole copper tools part, but obviously it's not happening right yet. I found a little bit of zinc, but not a lot. So I'd have to find a lot more zinc if I wanted to go straight to the bismuth bronze, but getting the black bronze, because I've got a fair amount of silver now, I think is my best bet. But yeah, I did search a little bit of this river section, this section here and this section here, and I didn't see any of it, but I finally did find a little bit of that panning gravel over there. And then, funnily enough, this whole area here, absolutely nothing in terms of any kind of ore deposits on the top anyways, but over here I found quite a bit in and all around this area here, so not sure if that's indicative of the plains biome in itself, but now that I'm back in Rolling Hills, I think I'll be able to find some more. So I'm gonna give myself one more day. By day 10 we want to get into getting our metal tools done. Okay, so as I was over in this section here, exploring around back in my original basalt-based biome, more or less, I came to the sinking realization I wasn't finding any deposits anywhere, whereas when I was up here, I was finding them, fairly regularly. got the sinking feeling that it was because I was in a basalt-based biome. And if we look here, indeed, the only things that I've found in this quartzite or basalt type biomes are the iron deposits, the hematites. Whereas when I was up in the phyllite and the slate areas there, we found all of the other ones. So glad I came across that realization before I put in too much more time over here. But as we see here, the only things we're finding in basalt is iron. Good for the mid game and going towards the when we need lots of iron, but for right now I don't need any iron. I can't use it, so we'll have to head back up into this alternate sort of metamorphic rock, I think it is. I'm not sure. Whereas yeah, basalt is here. Let's take a look. So I am in a mid-altitude continental. So yeah, that's not what we're looking for there. So yeah, I think I'm in a metamorphic biome where we don't have a lot of, see, quartzite is there. Igneous extrusive. Is where basalt is. And yeah, I think we want to be more in the metamorphic zone with the phyllite and the what was that other kind that's over there? Slate. Slate and phyllite. Even though it says we're in a quartzite biome here. Oh, this is this area here, whereas this darker one, basalt, is there. But I haven't seen any. Oh, hello. You want my beet, do you there, Mr. Duck? I'm sorry, but you can't have my beet. It's my beet. Let's take a look over here. I just want to prove something to myself here. Because I've been looking through this biome from like up on high whenever I come back close, and I don't see any. Yeah. Any ore deposits on the surface here, so. But I guess it can't hurt to take a little bit better look. And it's still got the basalt rocks here, right? Which means it's basalt stone underneath. Yeah, it is definitely basalt stone underneath. Which doesn't seem to have any of the things we're looking for in it. Doesn't have any copper, doesn't have any tin or the other ones that we're looking for there. So yeah, what I'll have to do is I'll have to head back up this way and start searching up that way. And then once we've found, should be able to find it fairly quickly, I'm hoping. Find some gold or some, what's that called now? I can't think of it. Getting started, primitive alloys, bismuth. So a little bit of zinc with your sphalerite. If we find some bismuth or if we find some gold, then we can make one of these bronzes. Or if I get super lucky, we can find some tin. I've never actually found tin in Terra Firma Craft before, so I think it's a really low chance to find that. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. I think that's where we're going to wrap this one up for today. The next time we come back, we will be smelting up our ores, whether we just have to bite the bullet and just make some copper tools to get started, or if we get lucky and we find one of our gold or bismuth, so that we can make the bronze and just skip straight to the bronze, which is what I'm really hoping for, but we never can always sometimes tell, as I like to say. Actually, we're going a little bit in the wrong direction here, but that's fine. Anyways, I appreciate you all for checking out the episode, and we will see you in the next one.